Well, that's 5 defeats in 8 games. It just simply isn't good enough.
Floated in, comes back across, and it's in the back of the net!
If you want to make the top 6 and inevitably get promoted this season.
Let's have a look now. It's a good run from Heley initially. There, yeah.
Also, are you a Tony Mowbray in or a Tony Mowbray out? Comment below and let us know.
Subscribe to Giles and Steve.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another match preview on the channel. This one's for Millwall versus Sunderland on a Saturday. I'll be doing a live stream, so come along on the channel, drop in the chat, say hello, it's always a laugh. But before we get on with the rest of the video, you know what I'm going to say, smash the thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to the channel, and subscribe if you're brand spanking new. Right, last night then, it was an absolute terrible performance by the Sunderland team. There was just no energy, there was no creativity, and I said it on the stream, we've lost our spark from last season, and it's even early doors of this season, it's clear to see. Now, one of the big issues for me last night was the lineup, really. I was shocked. I did understand that he was talking about rotation and bringing players in. Adil for Ekwa, I thought was a good shout. Elshish deserved his chance. He's been put in a decent substitutes performance, and he deserved to start. Now, Huggins getting dropped for Silt was a massive surprise for me. Not only that, he played Silt out on right back as a full back, and I was really shocked. I couldn't for the life of us understand why he done that, as we all know 6'5" Silt will be excellent playing in 09 spot as a centre half. Now Hume, for me, right, he kept coming inside, and when Clark and Roberts were getting doubled up on, surely overlapping fullback would have eased the pressure on either one of them and opened up a little bit of space as the defender would have tracked back onto Hume. And I just couldn't understand. I don't understand the past couple of games now why Hume's coming inside. We've got nobody to overlap, and that's probably coincided with the dip in form from Roberts. What we've seen a dip in form with Roberts, and the same with Clark as well. Listen, it's frustrating for me because we haven't got a plan B, and we're so reliant on Clark to score the goals, and Clark and Roberts have been given this role. It's like a free roaming role. It's like the freedom, basically. And with that, they're becoming individuals, and we're not playing as a team like we were last season. And that's no fault of the own. It's clear instructions. And with that, the strikers are getting isolated because there's no service into them, because Clark and Roberts are playing like individuals. And with that, the strikers are getting starved of service, basically. So Morrison last night, he picked up a groin injury. That's why we didn't see him. Mienda, I felt sorry for him. But then again, there was at times his positioning was just off. He was always round the other side of the defender, and his movement wasn't the best last night. But then that can be put down to, you know, watching Clark and watching Roberts. You literally, when they get the ball, they were getting doubled up on. There was no overlapping fullbacks, so they were just playing it back across the box. And then we got counted on time and time again. Huddersfield, no disrespect to them, they weren't that good. They really weren't. We were just 10 times worse. But Mowbray last night, he's got to come under some criticism because he got the lineup wrong. I was just bewildered, to be honest. When I seen the lineup, I was thinking, where is Silt playing? I couldn't fathom it out at first. The substitutes as well were very late. 75 minutes, I think it was, or something like that when they come on. When we were clearly needed them much sooner. The substitutes as well, I just thought it was panic mode for Mowbray at that point. He was just tossing players on for the fun of it, really, making 4 substitutes. I do like Pritchard, and I think Pritchard should be starting against Millwall. I really do. Then who do you drop out? I would personally drop out Job. He looked leggy last night. He looked tired. He really did. He looked like he needed a rest, to be honest. I would bring in Silt for 09 or Triantis for 09, 100%. I want Hume playing at right back or left back, and Huggins back into the team, 100,000,000%. They can play either or on either side, because I know Huggins plays much better as a right back, because that's what he predominantly is. But this is the instructions I would want Mowbray to give them. Play as overlapping fullbacks. Help in support with Clark and Roberts. And then Clark and Roberts, now and again, try put a ball into the box for the striker. Just start putting balls into the box instead of being individuals, which obviously they've been given instructions to do so. But I would prefer a few balls now and again to be put into the box. If we didn't do that, it's going to be a carbon copy of Plymouth, who were, I think, in 19th place, maybe. No, 20th place, sorry. We're lost. Huddersfield, it'll be a carbon copy of that. 21st, we're lost. Millwall are down in 19th, so they can't make them same mistakes unless we'll lose again. We've got some very, very hard games coming up. The next home game is West Brom, so we desperately need points here. But another option could be gone 2 up top. That I wouldn't be fuming if he'd done that. I'd be quite happy if he did do that. But I probably want Heley on. I know Morrison, and he tends to like Morrison and Meander, which I'm partial to that as well. I wouldn't be bothered about that. But simply, I would either have Morrison alongside Heley or Meander alongside Heley. That, if we're going 2 up top, that is. Simply because he's got height. And if we're using overlapping full-backs, that could create that little bit extra space, take the pressure off Clark when he's getting doubled or even sometimes tripled upon, then he can put a ball in the box. He doesn't have to try and tack everybody on and have a shot every single time. Lift that ball in the air. Heley being 6'5", 6'4", he's going to win the header, you know. So them some options what we can you know, look at and try and think about for Millwall. Let us know what you think. Which players would you bring in? What formation would you start? But like I was saying, like there was just no urgency about us. The tempo of the ball, the way we were moving it, it was just so slow. And it was, Huddersfield didn't even have to work hard. We made it easy for them, to be honest. We were just coming across the back, going up the wing, coming back down, and it was just all game constantly. There was only once we made a forward pass, and that was Luke O'Nien. Oh, I thought, to be honest, he didn't have one of his worst games. He was average. He played a forward ball and it split the defence. Job got in, he should have scored. But like I was saying, their goals, the defending was absolutely all out of the not end for both goals. The first goal came from our corner, believe it or not, being played short, stopped the short corners. They didn't work. They never worked. They come down the other end of the pitch, won a corner. They put the ball into the box from the corner, headed back across, and I think Roberts did get in the way of Silt because Roberts was on the near post. Roberts, believe it or not, 5'6", Roberts was on the near post. And anyway, Heley, I did mention Heley in my match preview, and I knew he would be a threat, and he scored from it. Apologies from now, if I mention one of my goal threats and the day score, that'll be the 3rd time it's happened. But nonetheless, the defending was terrible. The second goal, Job slides in. Nobody comes out quick enough to close him down. And the ball from that position, Heley loses the ball, but it comes off him. And there's lots of Sunderland players around the ball at that time. And it manages to... The only player who's quick to pounce upon it was their striker. And he gets the ball. He brings it like a bit to the left. And like, O'Nien's defending. He just turns his back as he's shot. No one tries to put a tackle in, and it was a good finish in the end, and they scored the second goal, and it didn't look like we were going to get a goal after that. Right now, Millwall, listen to this, Millwall at 19th. This is another team we're playing who's down the bottom half of the table. They've scored 20 goals, they've conceded 25, they've got 20 points at the minute. In the last 10 games, they've only won 2. One was Rotherham, 3-0 at home. And the other one was Sheffield Wednesday. They beat them, I think it was 4-0. In the last 5 games, they've lost 3, drew 1, won 1. They've lost to Ipswich 3-1. They lost to Coventry also. They lost to Southampton. They have drew with Watford. Sorry, I couldn't even think that. And like I said previous, they have beat Sheffield Wednesday. For home form, they're not the best at home. They're practically one of the worst. They're 22nd in the league for home form. They're decent away though. They're 7th in the league for away form. There's a few goal threats I'd like to talk about, and I didn't really want to do it because every time I've mentioned these goal threats, they've went on to score. First one up is Zane Fleming. He's got 4 goals, 3 assists already from the midfield. Last season though, he got 15 goals, 3 assists. Now listen, just off me mentioning them stats alone, you know, it's clear to see that we've got to keep an eye on him. He's a 100% goal threat. He's like the playmaker. He makes things happen in the middle of the park. Then we've got Wes Harden. He's a defender and he's got 3 goals. The last time I mentioned the defender, Heley, he scored. So, you know, from set pieces, we've got to keep an eye on him. Also, Kevin Nesbitt. Sunderland were heavily linked with him for quite a few times. I think it was in League One. We've got linked with him every other transfer window. He has got 3 goals, but last season for Hibs, he scored 12. So he's always going to be a goal threat. The last one I'd like to give a mention also, George Saville. He's got 2 goals and 1 assist. And one last person I'd like to mention is Duncan Watmore. He wasn't in the squad for the last game. I didn't know if he's injured or not. Any Millwall supporters watching, let us know in the comments below. The fans, they're 100% behind Barrett and Adams. They think that when January comes, the board should back the lads, give them a bit of money to spend. But I'm not tackling this game lightly. I'm not. I think it'll be a hard game. Our form isn't the best. Their form isn't the best. It's going to be a tough game down at the Den, and we're just kind of treat them like we did Huddersfield. That we're going to just turn up and beat them, because it's not the case. We'll end up getting punished if we do that. It's going to be very hard to predict this one, in my opinion. I'm going to go for a Sunderland 1-0 win. A very close, nervy, edgy game, but I think the lads will nick it 1-0. Comment below and let us know your score prediction. Obviously, the shirt giveaway, the people who got the correct score last game will be going in the hat. And for the Millwall game, then we'll get rid of the Dortmund top, get rid of the Brazil top, and then we've got the Sunderland shirt today, which it'll be no time at all. I think we'll be dig before Christmas, so someone can have it for a Christmas present. So, there you have it. Everyone's a bit down in the dumps at the minute. A lot of fans are asking for Mowbray's head. I'm not one of them at the minute. Things need to change. Maybe a change in formation, a change in tactics as well, because, you know, it's been a bit terrible as of recent. And anyway, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.